8 players ruined by Chelsea.
Long history of success in the world of football, most of that coming much recently under the former ownership of Russian tycoon Roman Abramovich. To achieve this, the club has had some of the best players to grace both the English and the world game. Think of the likes of Didier Drogba, Frank Lampard and Eden Hazard. All of these players
Drogba
are
legend,
world beaters and took the club to heights they had never known before. Because of their success, they've also been able to attract some of the best
Christian
and brightest
Pulisic,
in the hopes
LeBron
of improving
James.
their team. These talents have often added more to the team, but there have been instances where the
My goat, best player in the damn world. Nobody can tell me differently.
has caused the steep decline of star players. They came to Chelsea as superstars, but left as flops. These are 8
Shevchenko.
First on this list, we have Timo Werner, who came to Chelsea on fire.
Timo Werner at Tottenham. What does he do this year? Does Timo Werner win Tottenham their first trophy?
RB Leipzig. At the time of his signing, the German was one of the most lethal and versatile forward players in the world.
You guys remember the hype of Timo Werner coming in? And then 2 weeks later, everybody's saying that he left his boots back in Germany.
Chelsea were keen to be getting the next big thing. Little did they know how much he would struggle at the bridge, as he netted just 23 times in 89 appearances and was frequently criticised for his lack of end product. It became a running joke as to how easy the chances he missed were, and he soon found himself on the bench under Tuchel. He looked like a man lacking any confidence towards the end of his time. Even Thierry Henry chimed in, saying that he struggled at Chelsea because he didn't feel the love at Stamford Bridge. Whatever it was, he and Blues fans were content when
Has he been doing well in Germany though this year? For Leipzig? I don't even know.
ill-fated spell in London ended, rejoining Leipzig at half the price they sold him for. We can't mention Werner without also putting his international teammate Kai Havertz on this list, despite the fact that he scored the Champions League
Was Havertz a flop at Chelsea though? I don't think so.
in goal for them.
He's also not really performing at Arsenal, so
We have to put him here because he never got anywhere near close to expectations. The Blues spent over 80 million euros to sign who they thought would be the player.
yeah, no, never
that
mind.
they
80
would
million
build
is
the
kind of
team around
crazy.
for years
And
to
that's a problem. That's a problem with all these big money transfers. Is that once you set like 80 million, the expectations are so high that the players are just never going to be able to live up to it. And it's not their fault, it's just the current state of the transfer market.
They even beat the likes of Real Madrid to his signature. Who they got instead was an inconsistent player who managers never really knew what to do with. From number 9 to winger to midfield, multiple managers tried to...
Like, let's say Havertz came over for 20, 30 million. You'd be saying that it was a great signing. But the fact that it was 80, the expectations are just way
play
too
him
high.
everywhere and anywhere, and more often than not, the results were not good. This would eventually lead to his departure to rivals Arsenal, who seemed to be getting the German back to his best. No list would be complete without the player who practically made the term flop mainstream.
Oh my God,
Fernando Torres.
El
The Spaniard
Niño.
was undoubtedly the best striker in the league. When Chelsea came knocking, he had formed a formidable partnership with Liverpool captain Steven Gerrard at Anfield and were on their way to becoming club legends. The allure of the bridge proved too much though, as he would leave to join Chelsea in 2011 for £50 million, a Premier League record at the time. The feat brought with it expectations that he would struggle to ever get close to, as his time in blue was nothing short of a disaster. His lack of goals became a sore spot for supporters, and his confidence became so low that he even began to miss open goals. In
Yeah, that's bad.
172
That right there,
appearances,
I could
he
bury that
netted
one.
only 45 times for the Blues before eventually ending a torrid time in 2015, sold to AC Milan. Something Torres never did though was win the Ballon d'Or like this next player. Andriy Shevchenko was on top of the world before joining Chelsea. He won the top individual honour in 2004 and was one of the most feared strikers in the world while at AC Milan. Roman Abramovich poached the striker for a record £30.8 million fee at the time, but Shevchenko failed to live up to the hype, scoring 14 goals in 51 appearances in his debut season at the club. The appointment of Luis Felipe
Oh my God, Scolari! Portuguese national team
saw
legend.
the former Ballon d'Or winner being loaned out to former club AC Milan. But Sheva was far from the heights he had touched during his first spell with the club. He remained a mere shadow of his former self, unable to revive his career, eventually leaving in 2009 for Dynamo Kiev. The curse of the striker continues as up next.
Oh, boom. Yo, Chelsea really do struggle with strikers, huh?
We have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Arsenal fans went into meltdown when the game.
Where's he now? Marseille, right?
Rivals after leaving their club, but they should not have worried as his best days were clearly behind him. Advertised as a reunion between manager Tuchel and player, Aubameyang came to the club thinking he would be able to find his form of years ago under his previous manager. Little did he know that he would only play one game under Tuchel before the German was relieved of his duties. In stepped Graham Potter and outstepped Aubameyang.
Graham Potter.
Never really
Y'all remember the Graham Potter era at Chelsea?
Time at Chelsea before eventually leaving a year later to join Marseille. The strikers aren't done yet as we have an Argentine next in Gonzalo Higuaín.
He's just been a flop all the time, bro. He's the reason that Messi didn't win a fucking international trophy before the World Cup.
Sarri at Napoli, Higuaín had scored a joint record number of Serie A goals in a season, 36. This wasn't the case when he joined Chelsea on loan to link up with his former boss. He would end up scoring 75 of his goals against sides relegated from the league that season, Huddersfield and Fulham, before adding another couple against Burnley and Watford. He seemed too immobile for the English league and therefore the likes of Hazard were able to get more out of playing with Giroud. He didn't leave much of an impression and returned to Juventus 6 months later. One player that tends to go under the radar in lists like this is former Premier League winner Danny Drinkwater. The Englishman, who was a key figure in Leicester City's title-winning side during the 2015-16 season, moved to Chelsea in 2017 for £35 million.
Were Drinkwater's expectations really that high to consider himself ruined by Chelsea?
Signing a 5-year deal at Stamford Bridge. However, the move did not work out for him as he was left on the sidelines for much of his time there and saw his career stall, making just 23 appearances for the club and scoring one single goal. He was loaned out multiple times before
what a goal it was, though,
in 2022. Speaking on his time at the club afterwards, he expressed frustration as to how things had gone and how he was treated towards the end. He would go on to retire a year later at age 33, truly heartbreaking for him. Last but certainly not least, we have a player who was the best in his position for many years before joining the Blues.
This one I can agree with. Koulibaly. I don't know what happened at Chelsea with Koulibaly. Just coming over from Napoli, expectations were so high, and now he's playing in Saudi, bro.
The Senegalese captain had been linked with a move away from Italy for years, but nothing ever came off for him. It finally did when he was 31, and no one could have known how badly it would go. Napoli were finally able to win Serie A without him, while Chelsea were free-falling into some of their worst form under Potter.
Damn, that is true. As soon as he left, Napoli won, and then as soon as he joined Chelsea, that's when it all started going downhill. Morata as well, but Morata's been passed around, so
22 matches in
I can agree with Morata, though.
The Blues slumped to 12th place in the Premier League. He was either unimpressive or injured in his year there before being shipped off to Saudi Arabia this past summer. A colossal failure. Do you know any other players who suffered while at Chelsea? Let us know in the comments.
10 stars ruined by Man United.
Remember to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it.
W video. I really like this guy's videos.
Also, be sure to...
Who's the next player to be ruined by Chelsea? We just watched the Victor Osimhen story. Such a good story. Don't tell me that Osimhen is next on this list. You made it to the end of the video, and for that I love you. You're a real one. Hit the sub button right here. I promise every single day I'll bring out a video for you. There's probably another video popping up right here that you'll also enjoy. I'm also streaming right now, probably while you're watching this, on Twitch, because we stream every damn day. All my links are down below. Tap in with the kid 2024. It's us.